Okay, everybody, we're back. It's times 3, and once again, we're still at Marco's Ristorante, or whatever they want to call it.
I think we may last a week here or something.
Might last a little while. I see Gloria's back in the saddle here as our waitress.
The food is better.
Harry wants to read you something. It was about me, he says.
When we were sitting at the Silver Spoon about 6 months ago, there were two guys sitting next to me in a booth, and they kept talking about a comedian. And, you know, I was waiting for Don to come in, then all of a sudden I heard him mention Don. So I wrote about 2 pages, and the first page, you know, you're listening to somebody, you're trying to get it down, it was a little chaotic, but this is the last half a page that I heard them talk about Don. And here it is, next booth. I would go in the room and listen to him and come out laughing. Do you remember Elvira the vampire? Don was the agent to the monsters. God damn, he was funny. Let that laugh go over the top after he stopped. Well, why do you do that? He never let go. Bang, bang, bang. That was the funniest summer I ever had. I looked at Don's face. His humor just went through the wall.
That was great, Harry.
I like goddamn he's funny. Yeah, I like that.
I like where the guy said that was the funniest summer I ever had.
Yeah, that was on a cruise ship.
And it turned out one guy was a booker, entertainment guy, and the other guy was a banjo player.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, it's just so much. It's so great listening to it.
Did you do some of Famous Morris on the ship as well?
Yeah, no, this guy knew about it.
Oh, I see, yeah.
But he was funny, this guy. He was so technical. He was one of the greatest banjo players in the world. But he could never go out on his own. He always plays with groups. You know,
oh, sure, yeah. Well, it's a great rhythm instrument. Yeah, the banjo. But you were Famous Morris for what, two seasons?
Well, that was when the monsters were hard. I played a character who was the agent to the monsters. There's such big stars that got to have agents, you know.
Of course.
And Dracula, he has to handle them in a certain way, you know. No blackout drapes, no burning on his walls, you know. So that was funny.
I would like to just make notice of our good friend Jeffrey over there, who's a magnificent...
Jeffrey who? You don't know his last name. Good friend. Caught him in a lie. How do you like? It's okay.
What's your last name? Markel.
Jeffrey Markel.
He's from the Pacific Palisades. He's a great lawyer and a magnificent writer.
He's trying to keep his identity secret for years and years. He had a man that's just blown a 20-year cover.
Yep.
FBI, CIA,
the incognito. Lawyer turned writer.
Into a new town now. Like, that's a weird thing to be in the FBI program where they hide you out in the house.
Witness protection program.
Like all these actors, you never know who they are. Are all these actors being hidden out?
Yeah, this is a good place. Everyone here is probably on the witness protection program. I don't see him working at anything else except hiding.
When I joined the Navy on July 8th, 1958, my brother...
joined the Navy. Nobody in my Navy...
He signed up.
My oldest brother, who was an FBI agent, he was there. And his wife was there from Denver, and they were there on business. And the guy said, come on and join the photo with Harry. And he said, no, we don't want no photos of me, because the agents always want to be anonymous because they're afraid if they put somebody away, the guy will come looking for him later, so they don't want to know where he lived or what they look like, right?
So, a secret brother you never had.
Not helping the government. They're working like anti-government.
Who?
Friends of yours.
I know a friend of mine told me, he says, I have friends who stand behind me. They stand so far behind me I can't find them.
Well, what was that you once said, the way you tell a friend in Hollywood, they stab you in the front?
Yeah.
The definition of a friend in Hollywood is somebody who stabs you in the front.
You know? Well, at least you can pull a knife out.
Sneak up behind the guy and kill him. You want to die right, you know. In the front looks like you don't want to fight. You put up a fight, you know.
Yeah.
It's like when a friend of mine, David O'Neill, he was working the San Francisco workshop years ago, you know, doing King Lear and Ian Esco and Beckett and all that, and so he comes to LA to get an agent.
Sounds like a baseball team.
So the agent's looking at his resume. He says, "Oh, you did Edgar and King Lear, huh? Yeah, you did Ryan Oswald, yeah." And he keeps praising the guy and smiling. He gets up and he walks around the other side of the room. He puts his arm around the guy and he's talking to the door. And he gets out, and all of a sudden he's on the other side of the door with his resume and headshot back in his hand. And the agent just had smiled to him, never said one word, and the door was shut. You didn't want no experimental actors.
I admire those people, those lines. Well, they're here too, but mostly in New York, they line up for the audition, and you see a line that goes like 10 blocks. And the guy gets in the back of it, goes all the way and gets in the back, and resigns himself to has to wait for all those people just to be a star. And what is being a star? So you can do everything you want to do.
That's being a star. If
So you
you're
have
one
an
of
endless
those stars way
source
up
of
there
money.
in the
So
sky.
what? Does that make you happy?
I don't know.
Yes.
But
Well,
that's a cattle call, isn't it? Isn't that what they call it?
But that's what they is. That's what it is. Becoming more and more like that. They're making the actor the agent as well.
Oh, that's right.
You try to break in now, it's almost easier because you just do it with the internet. They have agents. They announce
You're a star on
jobs.
YouTube.
They announce jobs on the internet.
You're on the internet.
Yeah, but he is a paper that announces jobs. You just come from an agent at some open call, a married guy.
Do you enjoy being a star on YouTube?
Yeah. Well, YouTube is the people. So you're not really a star. You can't be a star of the people.
Do you remember the first agent you ever met?
What?
I do. I was coming out here to try to get the part of Frank James and Jesse James TV series. So Christopher Jones said, go see my agent. He was playing Jesse. So I go in there and talk to him. He says, yeah, I'll handle it if you get the part. And then he puts his cardigan sweater over his shoulder and he says, I have to take a pee. Will you join me? And I said, no, thank you.
You
didn't get the part then.
I didn't get the part.
Yeah, see?
Well, it had nothing to do with him.
We're talking about agents. The first agent I had was the agent that Woody Allen satirized in Danny Rose.
Oh, that was great.
He was such a sweet. He was the son of a very powerful, strong agent, and his father gave him the business, and he wasn't for the business. He was a little milquetoast guy, and he was so kind to all the agents. And when I saw him talking to a animal act, someone like birds and cats, and they were discussing whether should they open up with the swan or was the swan too fast moving pace a bit. Let's open with the hummingbird. We open up quiet little hummingbird. And to hear them seriously talking about theatrically producing a show with
that was the funniest scene in the whole movie. And you know, you don't open with a swan. You close with a swan at Forest Lawn.
Yeah.
You go over to Forest Lawn and you see the swan.
Yeah,
but here, let me show you something which Jeffrey brought right here. Can you get that on film?
Yeah, we're there.
Right
it's
there.
the soul of laughter, Don Sherman.
Right there.
I'm a retired
Dinah Washington.
Dinah Washington, the queen of song, according to the news.
But I remember all the bad things that happened in all these jobs.
You were the new Smash team.
Yeah.
You're a legend.
The soul of
laughter. The soul of laughter.
Yeah.
You were like Hope and Crosby.
She was the lady that was responsible for me making more girls in the Bronx in the cellar with her singing.
You know what the word soul means?
Soul.
Breath. That's all. You know, they say this guy's got soul and this guy doesn't. No, we all have soul. Look it up in the dictionary. Breath means breath. We all have breath. Yeah.
Yeah, breath.
It comes from like pneuma, some word. P-N-E-U-M.
Who gave it the meaning that it has now, the essence of a human being? Soul. Well, that's where their air is.
The Soul Brothers.
Well, Soul Train.
But soon they're going to ration air, they ration water. Can imagine air, you ration your air. Your next breath, you got to come up with $10 or you don't breathe.
Buy gold.
They cut off the valve.
Buy gold. There he is, a Ron Paul fanatic.
I'm gonna take all my money out of the bank, go buy gold, and stick it under my mattress.
That's what scares me.
Yeah. It might melt.
Death talks. They say they're going to have in Medicare. They're going to talk to you about death and how you should die.
I'm ready to go.
Well, you don't have much choice in it anyway.
I'll talk about it if you'll talk about it. Okay?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Like you interview me. You're the guy who's interviewing me. I'm going to die how I want to die.
What are you afraid of?
Well, what are you afraid of? Do you have plans for dying?
Yeah.
You're going to die, right?
Yeah, I told my wife next time I go to the hospital, before I go, shoot me like a dog.
Oh, that's your method.
Yeah.
Oh, like a dog. So it should be on all fours. You have to walk in on all fours. And they'll have a mission.
I've done my bit, right?
Man, the people, how can discuss with someone how they should die? You know, we want to make it graceful.
I want to die.
We want to have dignity.
All right, here's how I want to die. I want to die at age 88 in my sleep, natural.
Yeah, but then you want to die at 89. If you're 88, you want to die at 89. You're never happy.
Yeah, you're never happy. That's right.
Terrible to deal with.
Charlie Chaplin died at 88.
People.
Fred Astaire died at 88.
Dying
That's the number of keys
Hey,
on the
there's
piano.
two dogs fighting. You see, human beings get along nice and quiet. But dog, if you learned English, learn the language. How are you going to get along? You don't know the language. You don't know his language. You can get along for crying out loud.
They don't have to speak.
We have dogs in the neighborhood.
Wait, one dog will come around and speak his language. They'll have 3 in a week. See,
I'm ready to go. I told my wife, don't if I get up
You're
on the
not ready to
machine, cut
go
me
to life.
loose.
You have too much energy. You have too much you want to do.
Cut me loose.
How,
yeah.
how many films you been in?
37 movies.
And look at all the movies. How many television?
Not many,
hundreds,
only
right?
44.
Only 4. Look at all that work.
Well, that's a lot of credits. IMDb, we have to
my
look you up.
God, do you know how many pokes you get in makeup in the eye?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and they want to put that one line. They lift it because they know you can't stand it. The bottom line, to put that line on it.
My eyes are
I
sensitive.
can't stand that. Yeah, that's what the actors do.
I could never do those.
My doctor said it's bad for me. But I didn't know till it's terrible. I don't know how women do that all the time.
Yeah, they're doing it themselves.
With that little liner like that.
Yeah,
You said women do it for themselves. Remember that famous line? Was
But they do it to themselves. They
Sure.
they can't enjoy it. It's got to be painful to them too.
Remember
They're the same as you, you know.
Yeah.
It's a mild variation.
Angie Dickinson said, "Women undress for men and dress for women."
Oh,
She's right.
Yeah.
She looked virginally carnal.
Gee.
No, she looked very sexy and in a very clean way. You feel she just took a shower.
Yep.
Mitzi Gaynor was like that. For some girls,
Still is.
She just walked out of the shower.
Well, remember
They probably did.
Angie Dickinson in Point Blank with David's sister, Sharon Acker? That was a great movie. She was great in that, Sharon.
My aunt.
Your aunt?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, my aunt.
Really?
Yeah.
Did
you know you have a celebrity cinematographer, artist?
Well, and he's a great
Reference
artist
to
too,
it?
and a great cinematographer. And he's a great person too.
Oh, we have more dogs joining the set.
Jojo.
Show him. We should show him.
Jojo's a great name.
Be nice, Jojo. Be nice.
Oh, yeah.
She's about to.
He's not nice.
She picks who she's nice to.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet his
Depends.
hands are so low. They're so big.
Well,
She's
that's
nice.
what West Hollywood's out about. They
Dogs
pick
gotta
who
be
they
nice, 'cause the
who
dog
they're
is
not
always
going to bite.
Looking up to people.
Yeah.
Dog is looking up.
Now this says
When
new.
the dog is not looking up, you shouldn't be
Now
around.
this says new Smash team. How long were you together?
Oh, but that's just that's 1963. You know how long ago? People weren't even alive.
Yeah, I was born in 1940. I was 23. That's when I came to
They
New
were
York.
talking about martyrs on a show today, and they had pictures. Martyr, 1992 was born, 1987. 1990, it's an infant, it's a baby, and you realize those are the people that are dying. The little children, all these.
Sure.
And they don't remember.
18, 19, 20 years old.
If you haven't done something in the last 18 months, nobody knows who you are. I was doing a movie with Jonathan Kaplan, and he used to teach film at Sherman Oaks, and he says, movies were great until sound came in. Movies were good until television came in. And in the future, some kid's going to stick a disc up his ass and play himself.
Yeah.
Right?
What is it? The intimacy with the film. That was interesting how you put that from
Jonathan Kaplan?
silence to talkies to.
Yeah, well, it used to because movies are visual, right? We have 2 more minutes
Two
left.
more minutes left.
So
God, how time
It's
flies.
a 2-minute drill.
So we got to come up with the last word, and the last word is finale.
Finale.
Finale?
F-I-N-A-L-E.
Let's
Finale.
rejoice the finale.
Let's rejoice we are here when the finale arrives, because we can arrive too late for the finale. When you arrive too late for the end.
You know how some people say the glass is half full or half empty?
Yes.
I don't say it's half full. I say it's 85% full, and when I die, it's going to be 100% full.
He wants to shorten the show. Are we okay with time? We're finished now, aren't we?
No?
No, you said 2 minutes.
Here's here's what he
See
does.
your
Remember
timing
Alan
here.
Arkin in that movie? He's playing producer. He goes like this to the actor: "I wash my hands of you.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah, but it's not 2 minutes. See if
I
you-
wash my hands of 1 minute."
1 minute.
Yeah.
I'll do the other minute. We still must be 2 minutes. Well, we'll cut a little short.
Are you waiting? You want your stop to end right here before you get to the
We can
stop?
say goodbye now if you'd like.
Yeah, well, we said finale.
Okay, so finale's the word of the day. And
It's up to him to go with the
let's say goodbye to Harry Northup, our poet,
say goodbye
our
to
sage,
guest who never came
Jeffrey.
on.
our guest who's here but never came on.
Thank you, David. Good night.
And thank you, Don Sherman,
Good night. See you
who's
tomorrow.
the soul of comedy.
At Marcos. Well, I was a soul in 1963.
He was the
Now I'm what's left of
1963
the
soul of comedy.
What's left of the soul?
Okay.
Okay, that we have his show. What's
Until
left?
next week.
The soulless.
Bye-bye.
Soulless. Not soulless.
Say good night, Don.
Good night.